Yo, what's going on? This is Ugo Opara, PA licensed real estate agent and investor, and I still look like a little kid, man. It's crazy. I look like I still go here, but I'm in Temple, and this is actually the college I graduated to, Alter Hall School of Business. I got my degree in finance, so all that is cool. But today I was in here because Temple is doing a construction management series, which is very impressive. My whole tangent into getting into this stuff is because I am very interested. I got a glimpse of government contracts. I never did a video about it or talked about it, but I got a glimpse of government contracts and the size of these contracts and the lack of representation with people that are able to will and deal at that capacity it's just like such a tiny thing. And as a brother in real estate, I'm just like, everyone's aiming for, to me, I think everyone's aiming a little bit low. And this, for me, and I was aiming low as well, fixing a couple of houses a year, doing a couple flips, a couple rental properties. But, what about something like this? Like, they're literally adding, like, this stuff, all this stuff is an addition on top of this, which is hella historical. Like, this is a crazy project. What about having someone like me being spearheading a project like that? So that's just... And I didn't know that was something that, you could even kind of go for, you know what I mean? I just was like, I don't know how people get there, but it's just never going to be me. But then just to be able to, as I started taking classes and getting into construction and bumping, rubbing shoulders with people that were doing a lot more business, bigger projects, more consistent, things like that, I started to realize like, there's a system that if you follow, you're going to end up the same place where everyone else is at. And this is just a step along the way to further get me to that level, not to say that I'm gonna be hanging up title as a real estate agent, but I'm just adding just another just honing in on another skill set. And I think that's something that's going to benefit me personally, because if I'm able to do massive projects like that, then these residential houses are going to be nothing. But then also, for me, it's about representation, man. Ain't nobody out there doing it like that. And if they are, it's very, very small. Very, very small. So I just feel like, if I'm going to get into it, which I'm already in, right? We're going to do this joint as big as we possibly can. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to do it by saying and hoping and praying. I'm going to do it by actually taking action, getting an education, because that's clearly something I'm lacking, and run with it. Like right now, I have no problem managing. Let's say, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 rentals at a time. But a 50-unit apartment building, or maybe even if it's something just like, maybe not even the size of it. The size of it is one thing, but also the complexity of it. What if we're talking about, let's say, a 10,000 unit, a 10,000 square feet property where you got 2 commercials on the first floor, and then the rest of the building is residential. That's funky. That's funky. You know what I mean? That's something where, you can't just you can't be just a regular guy and just go in and knock that out. It's going to be a bunch of mistakes, and mistakes cost money, especially when you're playing with live dollars. So I'm in a situation where, I just want to, just sharpen the iron, man. And that's that. So for anyone that's going down that path, being an 8A contractor, minority contractor, and doing it on a bigger scale where you're competing for government contracts and city contracts and things like that, I'll tip my hat off to you. That's the game that that's the game that I'm venturing into. Not to say that I'm leaving the residential space, you know what I mean? But I think that if I'm going to do something, I got to shoot and do it for, you know, high as possible. And why not? You know what I mean? If the goal is to get these, you know, if the goal for me is a $20 million contract, and I screw up and I only land on a $5 million contract, okay, well, you know, you know, it's still a $5 million contract. So, about to head downstairs, catching the train home. So, I know I'm gonna leave service. So, I'll holler at you guys later. As always, thanks for the support, and I'll be in touch.